Greetings and gentlemen, you are not dreaming. It is Wednesday, and I do have a video coming out. But why? Why, might you ask, is there a video today? Glad you asked. There is a video today because you guys are amazing. You people who are watching this video, you people who are hitting that like button, you who are sharing it with your friends, you who are going the extra mile and supporting me on Patreon, either by just getting your name put in my credit screen at the end of my videos, or getting a game reviewed at the end of the month, joining me for a Simul's on the last Sunday of the month, hitting up my review packs where I have the games that I play on stream, and the basics now starting in 2019, nicely zipped up for your later review, joining my study group, or taking lessons either once a month or full time. It is because of you fine folks, as well as you amazing people over on Twitch with your subscriptions, that it encouraged me to figure out ways to give you better and better content. If you follow my basic series, then you're probably getting fairly decent at finding out where largest points of the board are, the big moves, watching your shape, your cut points, all that fine stuff. And if you are joining my streams on a regular basis, then your life and death is probably not being helped in any way, shape, or form. No, not really. But don't worry, I have your back. Starting this year, starting today, we are going to have a life and death series about every other week or so. But not just any life and death series. No. We're not going to go and just grab life and death problems from books or something boring like that. I'm taking fascinating life and death problems from either professionals playing online on TieGem or on Foxy, or in various tournaments, and I'm going to be bringing them to your attention. Because there's a lot of times where I'm going over a game looking for a lecture or what have you, and I'm noticing a good position, but it's just the rest of the game is not very interesting. But the position is amazing. A little life and death sequence that doesn't warrant its own video, or does it? Might not warrant its own hour-long video, but I think it fits nicely into my shorties, and I want to start bringing these life and death problems to your attention. That way, we can start working on that part of your game as well, or maybe you just like looking at cool life and death positions. But it would be very, very boring just looking at the life and death position. Very boring indeed. See, each game tells a story, and we shouldn't be ignoring the story just to see the one thing we're interested. How did the position get to where we're going to see it? Let's take a quick glance through and see how this tale unfolds. Right off the bat, we have double 4/4s from both opponents, which means we might be bleep-blooping pretty hard. And as these stories often go, one player is often more aggressive than the other. In this case, we have a white ignoring an approach and approaching black, trying to pick fights. White gets the pincer in he was looking for, thus creating a fight, and black immediately counterattacks by playing for influence, playing out, trying to surround and attack. However, it is often difficult from this position to actually get in a nice counterattack and start developing influence, especially when your opponent is a professional who will put the screws on you as soon as humanly possible. At that point, we have to just drop what we're doing and just try to live. It's a little bit sad. We were kind of going for influence, kind of going for an attack, but now we, as black, are the ones who are currently being surrounded. We, as black, are now the ones who are just trying to live. And white, oddly enough, is the one getting all of the influence. How crazy is that? After a counterattack on the corner, we see black trying to look for shape, trying to ruin and or maybe kill his opponent, but white does not take any of that nonsense, throws in at the shape point, keeps his corner for himself, and forces black to just have to live. With no more options given to black, he has to invade the upper side of the board and reduce all that influence that white obtained for himself. Otherwise, we're going to lose the game in a spectacular fashion. White, of course, keeps on his heels step for step, applying pressure, trying to kill him, keeping him honest, ruining his shape. But we don't count black out after all. Black, too, is a professional. And we see here that he understands the value of that one thing we always say in our basic series. Go is called the surrounding game. Immediately launches an attack to surround his opponent, as we see here. Surrounding obtained, though it did mean sacrificing the upper right-hand corner. But we do it in Sente, allowing us to counterattack our opponent. Now, it bears in mind to not get overzealous here. Black, being a professional, knows it is very, very difficult to attack and kill a group if that group only has to live, as we can see this middle one does. So he's attacking not to kill, but to gain the outside. And white has very few options other than to go back, failing to achieve any kill on the outside, has to go back and kill the 3 stones. Why is that? Well, because if we connect here and try to kill all of it, this is an Atari, and then so is this one, which means we can't connect. We get to take these stones. All of these are then dead. End of the game. So we are forced to take these 3 stones in Gote. Black gets to connect, and oh my god, it looks like we finally got that influence we were looking for. But it came at a cost. We had to give up our upper right-hand corner. We didn't get anything done in the bottom left. A couple of our stones are dead in the center of the board, and now we must beg the question. Can white live in here, or are we successful? Because if this has been done very, very well, maybe black has killed white. Maybe white cannot live. And don't be confused. White does have to live here in order to have any chance of winning the game. Even though that stone is dead, these 3 stones could be killed, which would equal a lot of points for black. Already he's up by about 15. If this gets killed, then we're up by about 40. If that gets cut, now we're over 50 points up for black. So is this a 30 to 50 point game, or can white live in here? What do you think? What do you think? Now, I know most Go problems will tell you white to play and live, black to play and kill, but we don't actually see that kind of thing in our games, do we? We never have any idea what the answer is, unless you are cheating and using Leela, and we aren't cheaters, are we? So here we must evaluate this all on our own. Has black just taken an amazing amount of territory here, securing himself the game, or can white live in here? What do you think? What do you think? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Has black been successful, or is white gonna destroy all his hopes and dreams? And if so, how do you think he's gonna do that? Take a second, think about it for yourself. Pause the video if necessary, and don't go on until you have at least some idea. Life, death, maybe a move for each, depending on the next one's played by each. And when you're ready, continue the video. Now, white being a professional and thus being able to count exactly what is going on the board, he knows how much territory is over here, and he knows that he needs to try to live or he's gonna lose the game. So we have to try to live, but how? If we just descend, that's not really going anywhere, is it? This is not life. This is a failed variation. Black just wins the game. So we have to do something a little bit more interesting, and because I have the preview stone on, my bad, you know the answer. This one. Doesn't that look strange? Doesn't it, as you can clearly see? Doesn't it threaten to just sacrifice? How can sacrificing those stones get us a win? That's weird. But it isn't, because if we sacrifice here and then live on this side, taking away two, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 times 3? That's a quick 20 points. And if we're getting 2, 4, 6, 8, That's over a 30-point difference. Connect up there, maybe Hane here, and we can win the game. Some end game over there. Easy peasy. These stones don't need to live. We just need to live over here. But even though he has a forcing move, can he really do it? Black says no. You Atari me this way, I connect. You Atari me this way, I can extend. You've got a cutting point. It's not enough room to live. He's not going to just roll over and let his opponent live. Nice move. White attaches here for reasons previously mentioned. This kind of thing is a failure. You have not lived. You haven't even obtained one eye here. That's a failure. You've lost. End of the game. So he plays here looking for some more Aji. Black says no into the corner for you. So now we Atari the stones. But that's only one eye still. Pain. So now we attach, trying to get ourselves another eye. And trying to enlarge our base. Threatening to connect up. Can't respond to it. If we respond to this, that's not alive yet. And so we will not play it. So we get to play here, connect, stones are dead, sacrifice, into the corner, and now we've got what seems to be the beginnings of a living shape. Just as easy as that. Did you think that this was going to be able to live? Did you think it was possible? If you thought it was possible, gold star to you. If you saw the nose attachment, gold star to you. If you even saw the attachment here to create more of a base, gold star to you. White does manage to live from here as long as he's aware of that he's just trying to live and not trying to save. We're not trying to save these stones, we're trying to live on the right. And if you mess that one up and just try to save your stones, then you are probably not going to be a very happy individual. You're going to die and you're going to lose a game where you could have lived on the right side of the board. Now, in a fun double feature, since it is in the same game, I will point out the 3-3 invasion is often the last resort for the desperate people. Black plays it in an attempt to try to kill off his opponent. But is Black alive or dead here? What do you think? What do you think? A stone is already captured. Are you going to say, no, it must be dead, even though I don't know how, because this is a Go problem? Or am I trying to trick you? Looks like it's really easily alive, right? Am I tricking you? Or is Black actually going to die here? What do you think? What do you think? Trick or treat? Well, if you said something's fishy about this, you're right. We Atari here, take. We play here, it threatens a throw-in. Black has to respond. We throw in, threatening to connect back. Black has to respond. We get in the Hane, and suddenly Black dies. 3-3 invasion was not your savior. Sorry about that, Black. Better luck next time. Now, for those of you who are interested, I don't know if I have a permanent solution for these games, but I do intend to upload this game somewhere and then link it in the description down below in case you're interested and want to review it at your own leisure. Now, the player, if you are curious, I don't know who Black is, but White is YKPCX, otherwise known as Fantingu, otherwise known from my older videos on Taigem as DDCG. One of my favorite players to see play online, if I'm being completely honest. And, as of right now, also one of the only human Tendons, or one of the only humans to ever reach Tendon on Foxy. He was White and has amazing life and death ability. So there's a good chance a lot of his games will be appearing in this series. Hope you enjoyed it, and as always, I'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.